Hey, what is going on, Capricorns? Butch Tarot here. I am going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I'm going to be using the Wild Reflections Tarot. With all that being said, let's get it. Universe, spirits, and guides, what message do we have for Capricorns? All right, Capricorns. So the first thing I'm getting is I feel like there's someone close to you. Now, I don't feel like this is necessarily a relationship already. I mean, for some people, maybe a new relationship, but I definitely feel, I don't feel like everything is on the table. You know what I mean? Like all the details aren't on the table yet. Because I do feel like you know them. I feel like this person is definitely someone close to you. Whether it be a friend, someone you work with, or someone you just recently started dating. But with this person, there's definitely all the details aren't on the table. I'm going to say it again, and it's going to make sense when we get into it. You know, I feel like with this person, there is some flirtatious energy. I feel like there is some, there's definitely some sparks going on between you and this person. There's definitely something happening. But I feel like there's not a lot of acknowledgement in it. Like, it's almost like this person's being defensive. They're being guarded. You know, with that nine of wands, I feel like this person, it's almost like a hot and cold energy from this person. Like, they're like, one moment you feel like they're into you, the next minute you're not sure. I mean, there's definitely a hot and cold energy with this person, and so it's hard for you to see what's right in front of you. You know, that hot and cold energy, though, I don't want to, it's not like they're ghosting you. It's just like there's moments when they're looking at you, they're seeing you, and then there's moments when it feels like they're looking past you. Like, trying to gauge how this person truly feels is not easy. But I feel like all that's going to change. I see a lot of big changes coming, and the first and foremost, I feel like this person, we have the Six of Swords, and we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. So I feel like some big changes coming in this connection. And I feel like this person finally opening up. And they have something to say. They have a lot to say. And it's all things I feel like you're really going to want to hear. You know, with this person, I get the sense, like I said, I get the sense that you know this person, like, in some way, shape, or form, because I do feel like they do show up for you. You know, and I feel like they do seem like they're on the same page, but that's where that hot and cold energy can get kind of complicated and get a little bit, it's almost like you're trying to decipher how this person feels sometimes. Like I said, this person shows up. Even though they have a hard time communicating how they feel, they do show up. And that's another thing too, is where it gets complicated. Is like like some people talk a big game, but they don't walk the walk, and some people walk the walk. That's what I feel like this person. I feel like they make the effort, but it's almost like they're holding back, and it's exactly what's happening. I feel like this person has a confession to make. I feel like in the beginning, this is more of a physical thing, but very quickly it turned for them. I feel like this person thinking about you and only you with the Four of Cups and the Page of Cups. It's that, fantasizing about not just today, not just tomorrow, but a future with you. And I feel like that doesn't really happen for this person. That's why it kind of caught them off guard. I mean, they're seeing true potential in this connection. They're seeing you as someone they could build a future with. Someone that they could build a foundation with. And as we proceed here, I mean, this person knows what they want. They know what they were looking for before they met you. They knew what they were looking for. They wanted someone they could have a foundation with, and all of a sudden, here you are. It's almost like wanting something so bad, and then when you finally get it, you just don't know what to do with it. Like I said, this person's very, they're very family orientated. Like, I feel like that's what drives this person, and building something strong. And they see you as someone they can build that with. And like I said, I feel like there's a part of this person that was kind of taken aback when they met you, because it started off physical, but then it turned into something much deeper than that. And I do see this person giving to this connection with that, with that six of Pentacles. Like I said, giving to it, showing up, someone you can rely on. I don't feel like this person's like anyone you met before, and I don't feel like you're like anyone they met before. But I feel like it took them the minute to be able to express that. I don't see this person as overly emotional. I want to get that out of here right quick. I don't feel like they're overly emotional, so talking about emotions may not be this person's forte. But they knew what they wanted. They knew what they were waiting for. They met you, and I feel like we have so much new shit going on here. I don't know if I've ever seen this one before, but we're going to do it. We got new stability, new inspiration. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. New motivation and new love. I don't think I've ever seen 4 aces before. There's so much newness to this. Like it's a fresh new start. It's a new beginning. It does explain why they're not like anyone you met before, because I feel like they're not. It doesn't feel like, when you meet someone and they just don't feel like someone you met before. Or they don't have any, sometimes you meet people and they have similar characteristics that remind you of someone. I don't feel like this person reminds you of anybody. And I feel like that's a great thing. I mean, like I said, I do see this person opening up. I do see them confessing how they feel. And I feel like straightforward energy. Like, I feel like when this person opens up, they're straightforward about it. They say what they mean. They do what they say they're going to do. Aligning themselves with you with that Page of Pentacles. This is someone that truly wants a connection and sees that with you. They just don't want to rush it. And I feel like that's why they're kind of taking their time. That's why it takes some time to come to you and tell you how they feel. It's emotional maturity. This person knows what they want. This is not someone that's looking to get in your pants and then disappear. This is not someone that's looking for their next ex. This is someone that's looking for their last ex. And they're not moving it too quickly. Like I said, they're seeing this in the long term. This is long term for them. They see this as a connection that could be the last one they need. With that Two of Cups, that lifelong connection. You know what I mean? Like I said, new love. This person knows what they want. They knew what they were looking for. And they're going to want to move forward with this. You know, we have the Aquarius energy with a star card, that nurturing, or the Aquarius energy. We have the Cancer energy with the Chariot, and then we have the Sun card. You know, I feel like this person wants to move happy and they can move forward. I don't know why I can't talk today. It's really hot out. Maybe I'm just, you know, got sunstroke or something. Okay, so the Cancer energy with the Chariot, they want to move forward. And they see you someone as someone they can move forward with and find that happiness they've been looking for. And I see you finding that as well with this person. Like I said, this is someone you can rely on. This is someone that shows up. This is someone that wants to build something real. And that's like foreplay for a Capricorn. You know, someone they can rely on, someone that wants to build something, someone that wants to move forward. Like I said with the Page of Pentacles, I see them aligning themselves with you. You know, getting on the same page in the ways that they weren't before. Like I said, the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like you're on the same page of what the major things that you want, but the micro things is something that I feel syncing up as well. You know, like I said with the Page of Cups, this person's seeing you and seeing you in their future. And they like what they see. I mean, with this person, I mean, we have Cancer. We have Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Some Gemini. Some Libra. Sagittarius as well. Like I said, sometimes we get the vibe that somebody's into us, but they're not saying anything, so it kind of sends it, like, it's kind of like a conflict. You know, in our head, we're thinking, okay, they seem interested, but they're not acting interested. So what gives? You know, that type of energy. And sometimes they just got to work themselves up to it. You know, sometimes it'll take them a minute, but they'll get there. Like I said, with this person, I feel like they've been waiting so long that it's almost like they didn't expect it to happen. And when it did, it was hard to believe. You know, I don't know if you've ever spent time waiting for something. In a very minor relevance, I was waiting. I ordered a t-shirt last summer. And they said, okay, it'll take 6 weeks to get to you. I'm like, okay, that seems like a really long time in the nowadays. But I was like, whatever. So I waited the 6 weeks, nothing. Contacted them, nothing. They gave me no answers. I waited 8 weeks, contacted them again, nothing. After about 3 months, I completely gave up on it. I said, okay, I'm out the money. Then I want to say March, I got it. You know, I got to the point where I just didn't think it was coming anymore. I thought, you know, I'll give up on it. It's not coming. I got swindled out of my $30. It's crazy how things can get delivered now. I ordered a thing off Amazon the other day and I had it the next day. That's crazy to me because I remember when I was a kid, you order something and it took you at least 6 to 8 weeks. That's why I kind of thought this company was like a scam. It's like they just figure after 6 to 8 weeks you'll just give up on it and they got your money, but it took 9 months. I finally got it. But that's what I mean. Like sometimes, you're waiting for something for so long, and you keep getting disappointed, and you're just like, okay, it's not coming. And then when it does show up, you're like, ooh. Like I was happier, I think, when I finally got it than I would have been if I got it when I was expecting to get it. You know what I mean? Because it was almost like a little treat because I didn't expect it anymore. I don't know. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.